With the Boston Celtics able to secure Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals, their hopes of making the finals aren't completely over yet. But against a Miami team that's as competent as ever and on hot streaks so far in these playoffs, they're going to have to do something drastic to secure the series. Even if Boston is able to do it, this year will not be the last we see from the Heat. Now, before we get this video started, as always, if you enjoy this content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, it'll mean a lot. If you didn't, drop a dislike, and let's get right into it. And for the first two games of the series, the final scores would make you think that they were very evenly matched. But if you pay attention to all four quarters of Game 1 and 2, you will find something that's either a warning sign about the Celtics, a show of strength for the Heat, or maybe both. In Game 1, the Celtics led by as much as 14 in the fourth quarter, then folded in the fourth, losing their lead and getting beat out in a well-fought OT. Just seeing the final score of 117-114 and that Bam Adebayo got a game-saving block on Jason Tatum doesn't tell the whole story. The same thing happened in Game 2. A 5-point lead at the end of the game might seem like just a close game, but the Celtics were leading by as much as 17, and eventually losing by 5. Something significant is going on. After the game, Marcus Smart was overheard yelling at the team, sounding very heated. There might be some major chemistry issues forming within this Celtics roster, and if there's one thing we know about the Heat, it's that the roster is tight-knit, and their chemistry will help them win games rather than possibly be detrimental. What we've seen from the Celtics could be worrying, considering that with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and other young players, their future should be looking very bright. But with the Heat being able to outperform them as of now and also having a bright future, the Celtics may not be in the best situation. After multiple years of mediocrity, things are finally starting to come into place for Miami. No one really took them seriously going into the season, and definitely nobody, me included, thought they would beat the Bucks in the second round. A lot of teams spend many years rebuilding, but won't even make it as far as the Heat have right now. The last time the Heat made the conference finals was when they still had LeBron, and to see them go from that team to do a full rebuild and make it again 6 years later shows the strength of the front office. So far in these playoffs, we've seen some major potential from some of the younger players on the Heat. Tyler Hero has been great in the conference finals so far with 22 in Game 3 even though they lost, and some clutch play in Game 2. Duncan Robinson has continued his strong, consistent play from the regular season through the playoffs, and could be one of the league's best sharpshooters going into the future. Bam Adebayo made his first All-Star appearance this year, showing his ability as one of the most versatile bigs in the league. He's one of the best playmaking centers behind Jokic, and one of the best perimeter defenders as far as centers go, and he can hold the paint on both ends of the floor at only 23. He's incredibly athletic, and was even able to hold his own against Giannis and the Bucks, outperforming the Greek Freak. The young talent on this team is incredible, and to see them making it this far already is great, because I don't think they've come to their full potential yet. Obviously, Jimmy Butler is no longer a young player, and he probably doesn't have too many years left to play at his current level. I've talked about him in a previous video to some extent, so I don't need to go too in depth, but I don't think losing Butler will be a huge issue for the Heat. He's more just leading the team and putting them in the right place for the future than carrying them. Skill-wise, he is great, but not as much of a difference maker as any other players. Most of his value comes from his impact, so when he's old, his leadership will have affected the young players, and they will most likely be able to hold their own without him. His leadership will help them develop for now, but in a few years, he won't be the best player on the team anymore, and players like Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson can fill his role at the shooting guard or small forward, and keep the team going strong without him. Whether or not the Heat beat the Celtics this year, they definitely have a bright future. Do you think this Heat team can bring another championship to South Beach? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you like this video, drop a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you want to support this channel and you like this kind of content, subscribe, it means a lot, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.